Ghana could be losing thousands of cedis to smugglers, if not millions, at various unapproved routes in Elubo in the western region. The smugglers who transport goods at a charge for people looking to skip paying duties at the approved routes have been emboldened with the lack of logistics on the part of immigration and customs officials stationed there. Western Regional correspondent Ina Thalia Kwanzaa traveled through 6 out of 10 unapproved routes and interacted with some of the smugglers who have no fears whatsoever with what they do.
I am here at Cocoville, one of the numerous unapproved routes to and from Ghana to neighboring Ivory Coast at Elubo in the Jomoro district of the western region. It is business as usual, and my camera captures 3 young men in a canoe fully packed with rice and other goods, paddling towards what they call their landing site. At the bank of the river tunnel, another group of young men load bags of rice into a tricycle. They tell me they had been contracted by a shop operator in Takrade to buy these bags of rice from Ivory Coast and use this route to evade duties they consider too expensive. They seem unperturbed by our presence and make no attempt to stop. We learn from the community this illegal business is the norm here and big business as well.
That rice and oil and coal and many more. Yes, sometimes we bring them because they said Cote d'Ivoire rice is cheap. That is why they send out the money, we go there to buy them, bring it here. We pass here because of the duty that they were doing at border side. It's very high, it's very expensive, so people can't do the duty. They used to pass this way. So if the government can reduce the duty for them, they also can pass that place. Okay. So that's the reason why you saw them passing this river, through this river, enter the country.
I want small money, then go to school. That's why I'm here.
Is this place an approved route?
No, it's not approved. Because what I know that this place is like illegal place that you wish.
Theophilus Annan is a resident here. He takes few minutes off his quiet time here at the riverside to walk me through how goods are transported here every day to and from Ghana and Ivory Coast.
Okay, when they close the border, people would like to use this route to go to wherever they want to go because of time. So when they get here, those guys over there, they will cross them and collect some money from them.
Daily basis, can you estimate the number of people who move in and out?
For there are many, to be frank with you. I can't tell you a specific number, but there are many, especially market days, for instance, and in the evening.
I have come to Cocoa Town, about 10 minutes drive from Cocoville. Here, I meet a queue of canoe paddlers waiting to offer transportation service to anyone who wants to smuggle goods from Ghana to Ivory Coast. Their destination from here is usually an Ivorian community called French Nungwa. This is River Tando, and it is the boundary between Elubo community known as Cocoa Town and French Nungwa. This happens to be a no man's land. We are going to get to the side of the river and see if we can get some Ivorians coming down. An Okada driver, Kwekunimo, not his real name, takes me to French Nungwa. He tells me unapproved routes here in Cocoa Town are as busy as the main Elubo border. He says the people who transport the goods have tactical means of frustrating immigration and customs officials on the river, since the officials do not have a speedboat to chase after them.
For the comparison of the borders, like I say, Elubo is so effective, but one of two things nso no ɛha border nso ɛyɛ kama.
For residents here, the unapproved routes have become hubs of economic activities, boosting their local economy. They cannot be bothered about any negative impacts.
Economically, this route is very important to this community and Ghana as a whole. To be sincere to you, this route has helped this community a lot economically. We don't have a single day whereby a car will not come from Côte d'Ivoire.
It is 30 minutes after 7 p.m. and the main Elubo border is closed. But in the thick of the darkness, I see people busily transporting goods and persons to the river tunnel. I have been informed illegal transporters like these stay on the river till 12 a.m.
They were afraid. They were afraid to pass here. So we try to convince them so that they can pass and go. We also can get our chop money from that place. So because of there is no work.
This story will be told over and over, but without the necessary logistics, border officials will check those who choose to use the approved border, and the unapproved route will remain hubs for smugglers and traffickers. In Athalia Kwanza, Joy News, Western Region.
Acting Commissioner of Customs and Border Protection at the Elubo border, Edward Osei, says they are handicapped in the absence of logistics, especially speedboats.
We have a very difficult terrain. You see, the terrain that we operate, water bodies, lagoons and things of that nature. And so without the requisite gadgets like speedboats to track them, it becomes very difficult. One funny thing is that when you see them coming with goods, you become helpless. On a very good day, they will just give you a wave, just wave at you. There is nothing that you can do because you can't jump into the river and then make any arrests. What we do is that strategically, we do snap checks, or we get ourselves positioned at places where, after using the river for their smuggling activities, we clamp on them and then arrest them. That is the option available to us.
Customs and Border Protection at the Elubo border, Edward Osei, tells me the smugglers even have the infantry to wave or hoot at them because they do not have speedboats to pursue them when they find them doing their illegal businesses.
We have a very difficult terrain. You see, the terrain that we operate, water bodies, lagoons and things of that nature. And so without the requisite gadgets like speedboats to track them, it becomes very difficult. One funny thing is that when you see them coming with goods, you become helpless. On a very good day, they will just give you a wave, just wave at you. There is nothing that you can do because you can't jump into the river and then make any arrests.
He says they have been doing their best to clamp down on these smugglers irrespective of logistic challenges.
But without that, what we do is that strategically, we do snap checks, or we get ourselves positioned at places where, after using the river for their smuggling activities, we clamp on them and then arrest them. That is the option available to us.